In this video, I will show you how you can make this amazing circular search using advanced CSS animations. But friends, this will not only be a design course, as I will also explain the code and I will also show you how you can get the typed value using JavaScript. Furthermore, I will also make this responsive and it will be a mobile and tablet friendly. So build this with me and amaze your friends, but do give a like if you find this video helpful, and please don't forget to subscribe for my upcoming videos, where I will make videos just like this which will help you to improve your skills. So friends, let's start. So you can see that I have written some boilerplate HTML code and I've started my live server at port 5500. And you can see that I have linked my CSS file and my JS file over here. So let's start with writing a new div, and the div class I will give a search, and inside search I will use another class called icon. So friends, for this project I am using Font Awesome. You can see I've already linked Font Awesome over there, and let me open Font Awesome and let me just copy one icon. So I will use a similar icon just like this over here. For that, just type search and hit enter. You can see you will get the icon over here, and on clicking the HTML snippet it will get automatically copied. So just paste it over here inside the icon class, and on saving it you will see it over there. Now if you have similar setup guys and you can see the search icon, then you're already done with this part. Your Font Awesome is linked. So after that guys, let me just write the next class which will be search input. Here I will just add the input fields and the placeholder for input. Guys, I will do that later. For now, let me just concentrate on the CSS. You can see I've already linked the CSS file. So let me open style.css and start with star. Here I will define the margin and padding. I will remove the existing margin and padding from the DOM. I will create margin 0 and padding 0. You can see that it is getting removed. If I save now, see the padding and margin got removed. So next I will target the box sizing and I will give border box. So done with this part, and let me just target the body now. So in body I will give a minimum height of 100 VH, which will cover the entire height of the screen. So for this project I will be using minimum height of 100 VH. And after that I will use the background color. So for background color guys, I will go to colors.co. This have fantastic color palettes you can use from this, or if you have some different color palettes, do let me know. Do share in the comment which color palette you use. Generally I use colors, and in the demo you can see I use this color. So for this project let me just choose another one. So in the demo I've already used this color, so I'm not going to use that at the moment. So in this project let me choose a color. It's quite difficult, but there are multiple colors over there, and I think I like this one. Let me just open this palette and let me just copy these colors. So for that let me just click on here and open palette. You can see the color scheme is very nice. So I will copy the URL and I will paste it in my CSS file so that later I can also refer from this. And you can see also the hex code are also present in the URL. So for the background let me choose one color. I think let me choose the first color only, and I will use this in the background. So let me just save it, and you can see the background is looking good. Okay, you can also use different colors, but I'm using this one. Do ping in the comment the color scheme that's using. Do ping the URL if you have. And next guys, I will make the icon in the center. For that I'm using flex, and guys, this piece of code if you use it will make everything in the center. See, now let's target the search class. For that I will use .search, and in search I will make it a circular pattern. So for that I will use position as relative, and then I will make a width of 100 px. Let it be reduced to 75 px for now, and same for height 75 px. And let me just add a background. For this let me just use the colors from the above. Let me copy this and let me test. Okay, this color looks good, and maybe I can also change to the red color. Let me check the red color how it looks. So this also looks good. So we will decide later which color to pick. For now let me just use the yellow color, and to make it a circular I will use border radius. So border radius will make it circular, but I need to provide a correct value. So for this I need to provide 75px because my height and width are 75px only. Now if I save, you can see it will turn into a circle just like we want, so it's working fine. And let me just also add a transition. For that I will use 0.5 second and I will use ease in out. Now let's add a box shadow property. So for that let me add a box shadow, and for the values I will use I will use 1px and 1px for the vertical, 15px and 1px again, and I will use a color. For this let me use the reddish color. So let me just go to colors and copy the RGB color over here and just paste it. So if I give a opacity of 0.7, I think you can see light color over there, right, reddish color. Okay, and finally I will add one more property and it will be overflow. So now you can see that search icon is getting cut from the top, so it's okay. So next we will target the icon only, so we will make the styling for that later. So let me just copy the icon. I think it's your icon class only. So in style I will use .icon. So .search.icon, and in here we will add the position as absolute. Okay, I also need to make sure that the icon is in center, so for that I will use a similar code. Start with position absolute and top of 0 and left of 0. I think you can guess what I'm gonna do. I will use display flex also in here, and with flex I can make the things in center. For that let me just write display flex followed by justify content center and align items of center, but this will not work because I need to provide the height and width also. For that I will use the same height of 75px and width of 75px. Okay, now you can see it's coming in center, but the color and the size is not proper. For that let me just change the color first, and for color I will use, let me just pick the red color. Let me think how it looks over there, and so now the color looks good, but I'm not liking this color actually with this background. So let me just change the size of the font also. So you can see it's looking like this. So instead of it, let me just change to white, and let me just change the background color from yellow to the reddish one. So for that I need to open colors and copy the red color and just copy and paste in the search. So now you can see the color is looking very good, and I think this will be our color for this project. Friends, I am doing this with you only. I am not doing this beforehand, so there can be some mistakes. I can make some bugs, so bear with me as everyone makes mistakes, and this helps us to improve later. So it's okay to make any mistake. So let's target the border radius. So same value I will give 75px, and finally I need to make sure this is a button. So cursor with pointer, it will make it as a pointer as a cursor. So you can see we are using this as a search icon and it's looking good, but whenever we are clicking on it, it's not getting expanded. For that I will use a script. Now let me create a function that will just give me the DOM element on giving the class. So for that I'm writing return and document.querySelector, and I'm passing the class. So every time I will pass a class, it will give me the DOM element. So writing the variables now, so const search, and I will just call the method and pass the search class, and it will give me the element. Similarly I will also write for the icon, and similarly just I will need to call the method. So I need to also give the class of .icon. So both the classes are present now, and on clicking of the icon I need to make sure that the search got increased. So for that I will use search.classList, and I will add a class over there dynamically. So I will toggle a class called active. So every time I will click on this, active class will be added and removed. Let me show you what I'm gonna do. Let me just right click and open the inspect tools, and now you can see if I click on this search, it will get added over there. So you can see the active class getting added every time I'm clicking it, and again if I click it, it's getting removed. This is the power of toggle, and this is the way we will use to increase and decrease the size. So .search.active, and I will define the width. So width will be 450px. It will just increase the size now. Now if I click it, you can see the size getting increased, looking very good. so it's working very nicely. And let me show you one more tip. If you just remove the border radius, friends, it will become a rectangle. So if you want your design like this, you can also use this. There's also a way. Just remove the border radius and it will become a rectangle. But for this project I'm gonna use a circular search, so just let me have it over there. Now let's define a way the user can provide the input. For that, let me open the HTML and write the input. So input type will be text, and I will give the default value for name and ID also. And let me just give the placeholder as search here. Now let me just save it, and you can see the search will appear, but it's not looking good because I have an overflow which is just cutting everything. Let me remove it and you can see it properly. So now we will just keep that commented, but we will remove that later. So now let me just target the search input class, and we'll give a position relative and width of 340px and a height of 75px. So now let me just give one tip. We are using 75px every time, so let's create a variable and I will call it size, and I will give the value 75px. Now just click on 75px and Control D, it will select all of them and just change it to var and give the name of the variable. So you can see we are using the same value, so using creating just a variable. So this is just one of the way which you can use to increase the speed of your work. So now I will target the position of it. So display flex and justify content of center and align item center. It will make in the center position. Now I will target the input class and I will give the styling for that. So .search.input, and I need to provide the input over there. And in input, guys, I will just do the basic things first. I will remove the border, the border none, and also the outline also none. So now let me just add a position of absolute, and I will have a top of 0. So after that I will just make the width and height 100% so that it will cover it entirely. So with 100% I will also add the height now. So by doing this I will just cover the input field entirely to the search div, and you can see it's covering nicely over there. If I click it, now you can see it's having a bit issue because I don't have the overflow. The overflow is not commented, so it's giving an issue. We will cover that later, but now let me just write and give a proper style to the input. Now for the color I will have a white color, so let me open colors and copy this color, and I will just paste it there. Okay, now you can see everything is white but not looking proper because I need to change the background also. The background will be the same of the color of the search, the red color, and now you can see it's looking good. So let me just increase the font size also. So font size 30px should be fine. Now if I type something, you can see we can properly view what we are typing now, and it's also looking good. So now you can see we are doing our minimum functionality. Now let me just create a button that will just remove what we have typed. So for that I will have another HTML snippet, and it will be like a button only, but I will just have a font awesome class. So let me just choose one icon, and I think this is okay. Let me just copy this and I will just paste it after the search input div. We have a button which can be used to clear the content. Let me add a class called close, and let me just write the style for that. So dot close, and I will just write position as absolute, and I will give a top value of 50% and also give a right value of 10px. It will just change the position of the cross. I can see if I save it and it will just go over there. Okay, now to make sure it's in the correct position, so for that translate -50%, -50%, it will have in the center position over there. This is also a way to make everything in the center. So now I need to increase the size. So font size 22px, it's looking good. Also changing the color. The color should be the same color, the white color. So let me just use the white color and save it again, and you can see the button is looking good. Now as is the button, we need to make sure it has a cursor or pointer. Let me also add that. So cursor pointer, now it's a button. Now the styling is done, but it is not working anything because we need to write the script for that. So again let me copy and have a constant of close and writing the method selector and passing the class. What this button will do, it will just remove everything that is present in the input. So for that I need to also create a constant that will hold the input values. So on click of close I need to create a function, and let me just see the class name that I've added for input. So I think the class name is search, but let me also see once. Yeah, ID search only. And if I now create a variable called let search text is equal to and document dot get element by ID, I can use this also and give the search. Now if I have search dot, okay, it's a bit annoying because I don't have that overflow commented. So search dot value, and the value would be just an empty value. Okay, so now if I write something and click on the cross button, it will remove everything. But beforehand guys, let me just comment this now. Let me comment the width, and let me just write the full width now. So just comment this and write the actual width of the search, the 450px one. And if I just do now and click it, it will just hold the actual value. So I will change it later, but for now let me just write this. So if I click on close, oops, nothing's happening guys. We have a bug. So we have a bug in the project, so it's good. Let me see what is the issue. So we have the ID over there and we're using the same ID in line number 4, but okay, I got the issue. We are using search text, but we are not using over there. So now you can see if I write something and click on it, it's getting removed. Okay guys, so we fixed our bug and it's working now. Okay, now let's create a way that every time our cross button will get hidden when the search is not active. So for that I will write close.classList, and again I will have a toggle, and let me call it height for now. So I will add a height class dynamically in the close, and what it will do, it will just remove that close button. So for the display none, and I also need to give this in the class over here. So this will make sure that every time our active class is not selected, we will also hide the close button. So for us to see, let me just uncomment this, and now you can see if I just click on this, the close is getting hidden. So for that also let me uncomment the overflow hidden. Now you can see it properly, the close button is getting removed every time we are increasing and decreasing the size, and if we are writing something, we are clicking on close, it is getting removed. So our functionality is working fine, and our search function is really working fine. So you can use this in any of your project and it will work as simple as like this. So it's working very nicely and the animation is very good. Now I just told you before that I will also create a way for that you can use this and get the value. So this is a bonus tip guys I'm giving, and for that, just in the script file, so we will have an event handler called onKeyUp. So search text.onKeyUp, and it will have a function. So let me just define the function over there, and for now I will only have a console.log where I will just print the value. So console.log and search text.value. So this will just print everything the user is getting typed over there. Let me open console and let me just write something now. So see, if I just write something, you can see I'm getting the value in the console. So with this keyup function you can use and you can get the typed value. So this is as simple as this. So you can use this, and instead of a console log you can actually create a variable and store the value. So friends, this is it. I hope you loved the video. If you have any questions, any doubts, please comment. So if you think that you gained some value from watching this video, please like and please subscribe to my channel and please give a comment. So friends, have a great day and let's meet again in the next video.